everyone. Today, I will be talking about lock objects in SAP ABAP, an important concept used to maintain data consistency in multi-user environments. In SAP, many users may try to access or update the same data at the same time, which can lead to conflicts or overwritten values. Lock objects help prevent this by allowing only one user or program to change specific data at a time through the SAP enqueue and dequeue mechanism. In this session, I explain what lock objects are, why they are needed, and how we implement them in ABAP. So, let's see what is a lock object. A lock object in SAP is essentially a safeguard that prevents multiple users or programs from changing the same data at the same time. It's defined in the ABAP dictionary and helps SAP coordinate access to shared records so that updates don't conflict. For example, without a lock object, two users could accidentally edit the same sales order or even book the last available seat simultaneously. By controlling through locks, SAP ensures data remains consistent and reliable. Before we look at how lock objects actually work, it's important to understand the core concepts behind SAP's locking mechanism. Lock objects are essential because they prevent data inconsistencies when multiple users are working with the same records. Before any program reads or updates data, it must first request a lock. This request is sent to the enqueue server, which checks the lock table to see whether the record is already locked. Based on this check, the server either grants a lock or rejects it to avoid conflicting updates. When we define a lock object in S11, SAP automatically generates two function modules for us. The enqueue module, which sets a lock before processing, and the dequeue module, which releases the lock afterward. Although SAP releases logs automatically at the end of a transaction, the dequeue module gives developers manual control which they need to unlock data earlier. Next, we will log on to the SAP GUI so we can see this in action. Go to transaction S11. There we can see a list of data dictionary objects such as database table, view, data type, type group, domain, search help, and lock objects. Each object has its own functionality in SAP. Select the radio button lock object. Note that in SAP, the object which starts with the letter E is nothing but lock object. First letter E, then after Z. Give a name for the lock object. For example, let's give EZMail_info and click on create button. It will take us to the new window where user can give the short description, and there are tabs such as attributes, tables, and lock parameter. So let me enter the short description as lock object for the material information. And when you see there in the attributes tab, it is nothing but the general information regarding the object, like who is handling this object, that is the username and the last change date package used. Then comes the next tab, which is table. This is a place where we need to give the table name which we want to apply the lock, and also here we can set the lock mode too. Let me enter the table name as zmaterial_info. So this is the table which I am going to apply the lock, and then click on enter. Automatically, the lock mode is set to write lock. The user can select the lock mode according to the requirement. When you click on the drop-down box, you can see a list of lock modes. From this list, only 3 of them are commonly used. They are write lock, shared lock, which is also known as a read lock, and exclusive, not cumulative lock. We will see each one of them. Let's talk about the difference between the write lock, shared lock, and the exclusive, not cumulative lock. For example, let us assume we have user 1 and user 2. If user 1 wants to do the changes, then he or she will select the write lock so that user 2 is able to read the table, not possible to change it. If user 1 is applying the shared log or read log, user 2 is not able to read it but can do the changes. If user 1 selects the exclusive, not cumulative log, then user 2 is not able to read or write the table. Okay. That is all about the lock modes which we are using. I hope this explanation has helped you clearly understand the difference between them. After selecting the lock mode, then click on the tab Lock Parameter. In this screen, you can see a table with fields lock parameter, table, and field. There, the field will be automatically filled in the log parameter. That field is nothing but the primary key of that table. Whenever the user enters the table name in the table tab page, it automatically takes the primary key of the table and will consider as a log parameter in the log parameter tab page. So, we have set which table to be applicable for log object mechanism, the log mode for that, and the log parameter. The next step is to apply this programmatically. How do we do that? Only when we implement the log object in our ABAP code does the locking mechanism actually come into effect. On saving and activating the log object, two main function modules will get generated. They are enqueue and dequeue. Enqueue is for locking the object and dequeue is for unlocking the object. If you click on Go to Lock Modules, before activation, you will get an error message and lock modules were not yet generated. After activation, when you click on Go to Lock Modules, you can see the two function modules with the names enqueue and dequeue. Alright, let's now apply this by using the generated function module in an ABAP program. Go to transaction SC38, enter a program name zmat_lock_check and click on create. In the pop-up window, keep the program type as executable program and save. In the report program, we will call the enqueue and dequeue function modules. Call the enqueue function module to log. After updating, use commit work to save the changes to the database permanently. If you now checking the transaction SM12 at this instance, we can see our object logged there. Also, if you check this in debugging mode, after executing the enqueue function module, the sizebarc value will be 0. Then parallelly, when you try to execute the same report program, an error message stating it is already logged, that is foreign log. Then call the dequeue function module to release the same. After calling the dequeue function module and checking the SM12 transaction, our object will be removed from the list. So, these are the steps involved in locking and unlocking objects in SAP ABAP. I hope this has given you a clear understanding of the process. Thank you for watching and see you in the next session on ABAP programming. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.